Welcome to our daily top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis. This is for July 23, 2019, Monday, in preparation for the next trading day on Tuesday. My name is JC De Guzman, and today I'm going to discuss 10 stocks with my technical analysis. I'll show you what I see on their trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts. After which, I'm going to show you or tell you my overall sentiment, followed by my recommendations for those who may already have the stocks and for those who are just planning to enter a new position on these 10 stocks. I'd like to mention that if these stocks will begin at a price lower or higher than the dominant range that you're about to see, I highly recommend that you request for the stock's latest trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts in our private clients forum for that particular day. So let's begin. So Ayala Corporation closed today at 9.7 or 970 rather. 970. That's the support is at 949. Resistance is at 1020. The the 10 smack D combo. Let's double check this. The 10 smack D combo is still very present. It's still active, and the upward momentum is already very strong. The risk level of Ayala Corporation is low. On the other hand, RSI has already touched the classical overbought level. So for those of you who have been trading Ayala Corporation, for short-term trading, this is not for long-term investing. Take note. So for those of you who have been trading Ayala Corporation, I highly recommend that you be watchful, especially on your trailing stop loss. Profit taking could be the favorite stance at any moment from now, since RSI is already playing inside the classical overbought level. Okay, now let's take a look at the trade and volume distribution chart to identify if the fantastic first signals are also present, and they are present. So your dominant range is between 970, actually it's 967 towards 972.5. It's in favor of the buyers. So your fantastic first signals are present. The 10 smack D combo is valid. The true market sentiment. Let me minimize this one so you can see the chart clearly. Okay, hold on. Okay, there you go. So for the true market sentiment of Ayala Corporation, it's actually bearish, and these are the reasons why. I'm going to paste the statistics in our private clients forum. Okay, so it's bearish. So what does that mean? The bearish stance of the true market sentiment, the bearish stance of our top 10 brokers signifies that they are also eavesdropping with each other already, probably because RSI is already playing inside the classical overbought level. So they are temp checking each other if someone is willing to buy Ayala Corporation at a price higher than its prevailing price. And that's the reason why I have advised those of you who may have had Ayala Corporation for short-term trading for quite a while already to be on top of your trailing stop loss. So be quick in locking in your profits even when your TSL gets hit. And now, for those of you who are planning to enter a new position for short-term trading purposes, make sure that you calculate your reward to risk ratio first. Don't jump right away into buying the stock just because you heard me say that the 10 smack D combo is valid and the fantastic first signals are present. That's an extra process you have to go through, the calculation of your reward to risk ratio. Consider in your decision as well the fact that RSI is already playing inside the classical overbought level and that the true market sentiment is bearish. Consider that. You have to consider the pros and cons. So you can get the answer from me like, okay, sir, after saying all those things, should I enter a new position or not? You can't get a straight cut yes or no from me, because only you know your exact risk appetite. I don't know if if the trading capital that you're using right now is for the tuition of your son or daughter for the next semester, or maybe you are uh, medically helping someone to finance his or her medication or something. I don't know. So I'm giving you what I see on the chart, and I'm telling you what you need to consider. All you have to do now is to mix and match those pieces of process information that you got from me with your own unique situation in life, with your risk appetite, so you can come up with a go or no go decision for yourself. Okay? So remember that I'm not going to repeat this anymore, but lastly, if you are about to enter a new position, you always have an extra process to go that you need to go through, and that's the calculation of your reward to risk ratio. If you are satisfied with your triple R, that's the time that you need to enter a new position, not at any price, but within the dominant range that I've shown you. Okay? All right. I am bullish on Ayala Corporation. Next, we have another Ayala company, ALLHC. ALLHC closed today at 4.15. It broke above its resistance, the previous resistance, which is now acting as its current support, which is 4 peso per share. The resistance is in confluence with the 61.8% extension of our up Fibonacci, and that's somewhere near 5.14. That's your psychological resistance. The 10 MACD combo is present. The three simple moving averages are aligned in a perfect bullish position. The risk level of ALLHC is low. The upward momentum is strengthening, but it's not yet very strong. RSI is about 12 points away from the classical overbought level. So those of you who may have been trading ALLHC for quite a while already, eyes on your trailing stop loss. Do not forget to make an upward adjustment every time the price registers a price higher than its prevailing price. Okay, it's written in our quick start guide. I emphasized this in our the evergreen strategy in trading the Philippine stock market. So those of you, so of course all of you are subscribers, but those of you who attended that seminar are more equipped, more informed than those who just subscribe without attending that seminar. And I know you feel that because you through that seminar you were able to raise your questions, you were able to understand things better when I delivered these pieces of information in a personal way. Yes. Okay, so I highly suggest, since you already subscribe, why not attend that seminar? Besides, you are entitled, especially if you subscribe for 1 year, you are entitled to a 50% discount on your ticket. That's a huge discount. Okay? So I encourage you, don't just subscribe for 1 year, attend the seminar as well. Or rather, subscribe for 1 year so that you could get a 50% discount. But make sure that you avail of that discount so you can attend, so you can understand our methodology in a better way. It's a prerequisite. That seminar is a prerequisite. Equilist has its own universe. I always say that. Even before you subscribe, you already know the simple moving averages, RSI, MACD, historical volatility. But when you came in, I'm sure you realized that I'm looking at this stuff differently. Yes? Okay. Moving forward, let's identify if ALLHC's fantastic first signals are present, and they are. The dominant range is between 4.1 to 4.15. The true market sentiment chart of or the true market sentiment of ALLHC is bullish. Okay, no, let's double check on that. ALLHC, it's bearish rather. Okay, it's bearish. So take note, ALLHC is its RSI is already approaching the classical overbought level. So for those of you who have been trading ALLHC, you can still top up within the dominant range. But again, for those who are yet to enter, Despite the presence of the fantastic force signals and the validation of our 10 SMACD, you have to calculate your reward to risk ratio and consider the fact that RSI is approaching the classical overbought level and that the top 10 players have a bearish true market sentiment. Consider those things, those two things, okay? But my overall sentiment is still bullish for ALLHC. Okay, next is WLCON. WLCON closed today at 15.6. Let's see if it indeed translated 15.10 as its rebound zone, because there's a mini support level at 15.10. So it closed today at 15.6, rebounded on its mini support level at 15.10, and the classical resistance is now at 15.9. Once it breaks above 15.9, that will make 17.4 as its next resistance level. The 10 SMACD combo is not yet present, or it's not yet valid. To have it revalidated, WLCON must break above 16.4. That's a lot of work to do for WLCON. But as far as its closing price today is concerned, the 10 SMACD combo is not yet valid. Foreign investors registered a net foreign selling worth 5.5 million. RSI already touched the classical oversold level last week. Probably that's the reason why it rebounded. It did a rebound on Monday. Okay, maybe in the eyes of the traders, it was already too cheap to be ignored at 15.10. It's not yet completely out of the woods since the negative DMI is still hovering the positive DMI. So this is still everyone's game. Okay, nothing's very certain. Nothing is very certain at this moment, but the bears are still somewhat in control, I would say. Okay, now let's check the trade and volume distribution. Here you go. The fantastic for signals are. Let me double check on that. I have to make sure that I'm saying the correct thing. Yes, the fantastic for signals are present despite the absence or the absence of our 10 SMACD combo. The dominant range is between 15.6 to 15.72. 15.6 to 15.72. Okay, the true market sentiment chart of WLCON, let's see, is bullish. Okay, it's already bullish. So my overall sentiment now is, for the newbie traders, I would say I'm not yet bullish for you because the 10 SMACD combo is not yet valid. But for the experienced and the highly disciplined ones, if you would like to preempt the 10 SMACD combo just because the fantastic force signals are present, go ahead, but do it with caution. Okay? Position in the dominant range, but do it with caution. But this is only for those who are really experienced in trading already. For the newbies, for the new ones, you are better off waiting for the revalidation of our 10 SMACD combo. Okay? You're better off staying or complying with the process that we have. Leave the additional risks to the experienced ones. You will get there someday. So don't rush. Don't rush the experience. Let's take things one trading day at a time. Okay, so that's my advice and sentiment for those of you who are experienced and newbies when it comes to short-term trading. After WLCON, we're going to discuss, let's see, PPG. PPG closed today at 7.2. Okay, let's see if it will break above its the 38.2% extension of the Fibonacci, which is at 7.21. After 7.21, we got 7.6 followed by 7.9, both of which are in confluence with the 50% and 61.8% extensions, respectively, of the Fibonacci. Of course, our 10 SMACD combo is very alive. The three simple moving averages are aligned in a perfect bullish position. The risk level is, okay, take note of this. Listen, the risk level is extremely high for PPG. Extremely high. Newbies, I suggest that you stick with stocks that have a low to moderate risk level. Those are the stocks with a historical volatility that's not higher than 70%. Preferably, you should stick with stocks with a historical volatility that's not higher than 50%. Not higher than 50% or not higher than 70%. Okay? Leave this one to the experienced guys, the experienced traders. Okay, take note, RSI is already coming in and out. It's already playing inside the classical overbought level. Although the upward momentum is still very strong, again, RSI is in the classical overbought level and the stock has an extremely high risk level also. So let's check PPG's trade and volume distribution. The fantastic four signals are present and the dominant range is between 7 to 7.2. The true market sentiment of PPG is neutral. It's neutral. So my overall sentiment, although my overall sentiment is bullish, for the new entrants, I suggest that you really think not just twice but thrice about your plan to enter a new position, given those things that I have mentioned a while back. Factor them in your decision. Don't be don't be biased on your emotion. Okay. Now, for those of you who have had PPG for a while, I suggest that you hold your position for now. Profit taking could happen. Don't top up yet. Don't top up yet. But if PPG registers a price higher than 7.2 with a significantly high volume, request for the stock's latest trade and volume distribution chart in our private clients forum so we can tell you if you're still better off holding your position without topping up, or you can go ahead and top up. Okay, I'm still bullish on PPG, especially for those who have had PPG at a lot when it was still below 6 pesos per share or below 4.8. Again, for those of you who are just planning to enter the position only now, consider those things that I have mentioned. Okay? If you are relatively new when it comes to short-term trading, I suggest that you watch other stocks, not PPG for now. Okay? All right, after PPG, we have PXP. PXP closed today at 8.99. It's still trading sideways in a consolidation between the support and resistance level at 6.8 and 10.05 respectively. The 10 SMACD combo is still present. The upward momentum is strengthening, but it's not yet very strong. The risk level of PXP is high. Take note of that. It's a high risk level. RSI is still quite distant from the classical overbought level. Let's see the trade and volume distribution chart of PXP if the fantastic four signals are present. The dominant range is between 8.75 to 9. 8.75 to 9. That's in favor of the buyer, so the fantastic four signals are present. The true market sentiment chart is, or the true market sentiment is bearish, however. Here, it's bearish. So here, you heard me say in my previous videos that I don't have the appetite to trade consolidating stocks or stocks in a range and not in a trend. So that's why I'm going to say that despite the validation of our 10 SMACD combo in the presence of the fantastic four signals, my disclosure my disclosure here is that I don't have the appetite to, or the interest to trade PXP at this moment unless it dives down to its support level or it breaks out above its resistance area. So there you go. But for those of you who would like to stick with the process, for those of you who would like to be guided by our process-driven methodology here, if you'd like to go ahead and do a test buy, you can go ahead. But before you do that, always calculate your reward to risk ratio. Or if you'd like to follow my uh, personal assessment or appetite on PXP, then don't buy PXP yet. Okay, don't buy PXP yet. So there you go. For I'm neutral as of now. I'm neutral on PXP. Also, I'm neutral on this stock because of my lack of appetite to trade stocks that are in a range and not in a trend. Next, we have ICT. ICT closed today at 137.7. It's moving towards its support at 133.85. Resistance is at 148. The 10 SMACD combo is no longer valid. Of course, these are already the top 5 losers, so let's not bother checking the fantastic horse signals. The negative DMI is already moving above the positive DMI. Risk level is low. RSI is approaching the classical oversold level, but it's quite distant from that level. It's still quite distant from that level. So the dominant range of ICT is between 137.7 to 139.5. It's in favor of the sellers. And the true market sentiment of ICT is bearish. Okay, it is bearish. All right. So don't touch ICT yet. I'm bearish on this stock also. Don't touch it yet. Okay. All right. Next, we have NIKL. NIKL closed today at 2.57. Support is at 2.35. Resistance is at 3.06. It's a resistance range between 2.9 to 3.10. 2.9 to 3.10. It's the resistance range. Okay, let me plot that so you're not clueless on what I'm looking at. Okay, 2.9 to 3.10 range. Okay, so a towering red volume bar. So here, our tennis MACD combo is still valid, but the fantastic four signals are no longer present. RSI touched the classical overbought level, and that could have triggered the appetite to lock in profits on Monday. Historical volatility gives NIKL a what's this? It's already a high risk level for NIKL already. Also, the upward momentum is still very strong, but with the presence of this red towering volume bar on a Monday, and with the RSI touching the classical overbought level, I'm inclined to think that NIKL will retest its previous support. Okay, will retest its previous support. Let's see the trade and volume distribution. So the closing price of 2.57 is super close to the intraday low, and the dominant range is between 2.57 to 2.7. It's in favor of the sellers. For the true market sentiment, let's see. The true market sentiment is bullish. What does that mean? Some brave brokers bought the dips. They bought the dips. Okay, but the total traded value of those who did not buy the dips had a lot bigger total traded value than those who bought the dips, and that's why the price registered a red candlestick. Red candlestick. So if you have been trading nickel for a while and you have this in your portfolio, I suggest that you preempt your trailing stop loss. Lock in some profits. I do not suggest piggybacking the bullish stance of those 5 brokers with a positive net amount, because they are dip packeted. But if you have billions, go ahead and follow them. Okay, but for most of us who don't have billions to trade for just one particular stock or hundreds of millions, and we are better off locking in some of our profits on nickel. Now, if you don't have nickel and you are planning to enter a new position, I don't suggest doing that yet. Wait for the presence of the fantastic first signals before you dive and push the buy button. Of course, calculate your triple R first. So at this point, that's my advice for those who have had nickel. Sell a few tranches. Preempt your trailing stop loss. For those who are planning to enter a new position, postpone that plan. Okay? Next, we have CHP. CHP closed today at 2.62. Support is at 2.33. Resistance is at 2.88. The 10 MACD combo is no longer present for a while already. Since when? Since the second week of July. The negative DMI hovers the positive DMI. Okay, bears are coming on CHP. They have come actually, and they're just trying to strengthen their downward momentum now. The risk level of CHP is high also. RSI is approaching the classical oversold level. And of course, the dominant range is between 2.6 to 2.7. 2.6 to 2.7, it's in favor of the sellers. And the true market sentiment of nickel is, no, not nickel anymore, CHP rather, is neutral. It's a neutral sentiment. But I'm bearish on CHP. That's my overall sentiment. So I'm not going to give any piece of advice for those who may still have CHP, because by now your TSL or trailing stop loss must have already been hit, unless you're going to pull my leg by saying, hey JZ, I have a 50% risk percentage. Okay. Now, for those of you who are planning to enter a new position, pull back. Don't continue that plan. Okay? So it's not yet ready. It's not yet ready to be traded for now, CHP. Let those who would like to sell get exhausted, and we will enter once they have reached their exhaustion level. Okay, after CHP, we have PHA. PHA closed today at 0.83. It's also moving inside the range, not a trend yet. Support is at 0.78. Resistance is at 1 peso per share. It's an anemic day for PHA. Look at that volume. The 10 MACD combo is not yet present. Risk level is moderate. RSI is in a neutral level. Okay. I don't like PHA. I'm going to say that as early as now. Okay. The dominant range is between 0.83 to 0.87 in favor of the sellers. The true market sentiment for PHA is, what is it? It's bearish. I'm bearish on PHA too, unless it breaks above 1 peso per share or once it touches 0.78. I'm going to reassess the situation if there are buy signals present by the time already. But for now, I'm bearish. I'm not interested in PHA, and you should be too. All right? Don't trade PHA yet. And lastly, we have Now Corporation. Now closed today at 2.61. Support is at 1.98. Resistance is at 2.88. The 10 MACD combo is still present, and RSI is in the neutral level. Risk level for Now Corporation is moderate. Foreign investors are not that interested on Now Corporation, given the relatively thin net foreign value that they register on a daily basis on Now Corporation. Let's see the trade and volume distribution chart. The dominant range is between 2.58 to 2.66 in favor of the sellers. The true market sentiment for Now Corporation is bearish as well. So, I'll be very interested to reassess Now Corporation for a potential trade setup once it touches the support at 1.98 or 2 peso per share, or once it breaks above 2.9 or 2.88, the resistance area. But while it's trading inside this range, I told you I'm not interested to trade ranges. I'd like to trade trends. Okay? So there you go. You've heard my technical analysis for these 10 stocks in preparation for the next trading day. If you have follow-up questions, ask in our private clients forum. By the way, are there subscribers here who are from Davao City? 1-year subscribers. I'll be in Davao on July 27, this coming Saturday. For 6 straight hours, we're going to discuss these 6 lessons here. I really hope to see you there because after attending that, I guarantee you that you will appreciate all the more our methodology here at Equalist Analytics. You will learn more when you attend this seminar. So I'll see you this coming Saturday. If you are a 1 year subscriber, you are entitled to a 50% discount to this seminar. Okay? So I really hope to see you this coming Saturday at the Hotel Uno in Davao City from 10 a.m. to 5 in the afternoon. Let's have lunch together and learn together as well. Okay? I hope to see you there. My name is JC de Guzman. Bye for now.